mentioned Pierre Gasly. So Pierre Gasly, we want to give kind of an F1 card update on Pierre Gasly, and I like what you said about him. Another potential ballsy call with something that could happen. We don't know, but could Pierre replace Lewis at Mercedes potentially in the future? Now, he's definitely shown that he is a legitimate driver. He's fought hard. He's had some ups and downs, but he's compared to guys like Lando and George. His pricing, I would go so far as to say that it's dirt cheap. I mean, we've looked at his dynasty patch autos out of 10 on the show. We've identified them as a pretty good play. Our audience feedback was positive on that. Um, so talk to me more about what you're thinking with Pierre. Like, is Pierre? Are you thinking Pierre is more and more of a solid long term play, or where do you? How do you see him right now in the card market?
I think that's another long-term play. Like you said, he's dirt cheap, that's for sure. But there's so much uncertainty around Pierre Gasly, and I I love the guy. He's an amazing guy. Again,
Yeah,
great star power. He's so aggressive on track. I could witness it when I saw his driving style there in Montreal. He's a driver that I like and that I want to see succeed. Already won a race with Alpha Tauri, but what's happening at Alpha Tauri is the same that McLaren this year. They've been terrible with the strategy. Um, Everyone talks about how Mercedes is struggling with the new rules and all that stuff, but the same happens with AlphaTauri and McLaren. So um, he is going to land a seat somewhere. He has too much talent to stay in that team, but does that mean that he will? I said he could replace Lewis at Mercedes. It's true. I think it could happen, but does that mean it's the play? It's going to happen? I don't know. McLaren already said that they won't be signing Pierre Gasly. And he said that he wants out of AlphaTauri because he wants to go on a top team. So where does that leave him to be? I mean, unless Alpine becomes a top team in the near future, which could happen. Like I said, once again, they've been very quick this weekend. They've been very quick in the past weeks. Um, Alonso and Ocon has been competitive, so that could be a play. And imagine if a French team like Alpine has two French drivers in Ocon and Gasly. That'd be amazing. So that could be a play there. And I like the Mercedes play, but some people say that Ocon, who's actually managed by Toto Wolff, will be replacing Lewis when Lewis decides to retire. And once again, when does Lewis retire? We don't know. If he performs, I think he could be there for a couple of years still. I wish. I wish he'd be there for a few years again. So yeah, this is where we are, man. I think if you believe in Gasly's talent, I would buy him now since the performances are not there at all. Again, stick to 2020, his first cards, and I think he will. He how can he go down once again? That will happen
yeah.
if he signs with a bad team or once again, this is all speculation, but I'm just wondering how can Pierre Gasly's prices can actually drop long term. I don't know. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I think I want to do a little bit of an analysis of like Gasly versus Piastri, just to kind of see what the pricing looks like on a comparable card basis. Um, Solely because like Gasly kind of strikes me as just like a more well-known, less risky version. Like we know who Pierre Gasly is. We know
Yes.
what the positives are, and what we know where his floor is. Like we're at his floor, right? I mean, I think that's what we're saying is like we're at Gasly's floor, and we don't know what other prospect floors are. So it's almost like I like the Gasly versus all the other prospects analysis kind of play because I think that Gasly almost has the same or similar upside as a lot of the prospects that we've mentioned on the show. But doing a pricing analysis of him would be interesting. So that might be something that I come back with on the Sports Card Investment Report or the F1 Card Strategy Show or the Sports Card Strategy Show.
Yes,
so
sir.
I love Gasly. I love the fact that, when he got, I guess, promoted to Red Bull, and then got demoted from Red Bull shortly after that. I love that he won a race that same season for the other team, the other Red
Yes.
Bull,
And
the other Red
AlphaTauri
Bull
was
owned team.
actually competitive in that season.
Yeah,